And good morning, Tennessee Valley. Good Monday morning. It's Monday morning, and after a fantastic weekend, and I hope you're ready to get this week started off on the right foot. How's that? It's Monday, like I say. My name is Alan Mincy. I am your host this morning, and with me I have Annie Kenworthy.
Hello.
Does anybody ever mess that name up? Kenworthy?
All the time, every day. I usually get Ann Kinsworth quite a bit.
Kinsworth. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you know, so quickly, where'd the name come from? What is the origination of Kenworthy?
You know, we are primarily English.
Mm-hmm.
There's some German thrown in there with a touch of Indian.
Okay. Well, wow.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. But Annie is my co-host this morning, and Annie, I know a lot of folks in Cleveland and Bradley County know Annie through her work with Habitat for Humanity. Mm-hmm. And I asked her to come on because, first off, she sure looks a lot better than the host.
Not true.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, and the guests that we have coming in too.
Oh,
she looks a lot better than them.
Careful.
But the Habitat for Humanity of Cleveland has a big event coming up at the end of this month, I believe.
We do, at the end of April.
End of April, excuse me.
April 21st to be exact. It's called the Bike to Build, and it's just a community event to try to raise funds and awareness for Habitat. Okay,
and I know that there's been a lot said about the event coming up anyway. But what is Bike to Build? What are you doing with this event?
Well, there's obviously a registration fee, but we offer rides for riders of all levels. We offer 13, 30, and 60-mile fully supported bike ride.
Wow.
And we start and finish at Bradley Central High School. Mm-hmm. And this will be our third event, actually, or third year doing the event.
Now, last year, did you start over at Fitzgerald?
Oh, we actually, the very first year, the inaugural year was in 2010, and we actually started in Century Village, which is a Habitat subdivision.
Okay.
So it is so named because we will reach our 100th home on that lot this year, actually.
Well, with today being March 19th, there is still plenty of time to register, I guess.
Absolutely. I cannot push that enough.
Okay.
It eases our headaches down the road, in terms of getting T-shirts and knowing how many we have to expect. But you can register in a myriad of ways.
Now, I can't, I'm not a professional bike rider, so the 60-mile is out of my league, but 13, you say?
I'm all about setting your goals high, but maybe 13 is more attainable.
Okay.
If you're not used to that ride.
And who do they contact?
You can contact Habitat, of course, our offices. You can call at 476-6947, or you can register online at habitatofcleveland.org. Or, of course, you can find us on Facebook. The name is Habitat Cleveland.
Okay. And how long have you been with Habitat?
Goodness, I've been with Habitat now for a little over 2 years.
Okay. What is your title?
Well, I started off as a volunteer coordinator, and then that morphed into a full-time position as a volunteer coordinator in our home repair program, which I'll talk about later.
Sure.
And then that morphed into community development coordinator, and I do all things marketing and home repair program related to Habitat. And
it may sound like that I'm rushing through this segment of our show with Annie because, and actually I am rushing through this segment of our show with Annie.
That's good.
And we will come back to Habitat and talk a little bit about what you guys do.
Sure.
I have noticed really a lot of activity with Habitat after the April 27th storms.
Absolutely.
And we will talk about that. But we have a special guest. Our first special guest this morning is Dr. Martin Ringstaff, Director of Schools for the Cleveland City School System. And with it being Monday morning, we got to get him in and get him out so he can be over there ready for these kids to come into school today. So we are going to take our first quick break, and then we're going to come back with Dr. Martin Ringstaff from the Cleveland City School System. So we'll be right back.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Hi, I'm Brittany Jackson. Join me every Wednesday night at 6:30 and midnight where we will highlight local sports, chat with coaches, and discover new tips every week. Only on In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson.
Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open in Cleveland. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is incredible treatment, clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, migraine headaches, even sprains and injuries. It is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level, providing an array of health benefits. So whether you're dealing with a weekend sports injury, chronic condition, or looking for anti-aging, you owe it to yourself to explore what hyperbaric services can do for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had a recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what 2 of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25, 30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Morning on this Monday morning. I hope you're having a good day so far. Hey, it's early and it's Monday, so I kind of say that in jest because nobody has a good day at 6:30, 6:45 on a Monday morning, but maybe we can get you up and pumped up and get ready to face the day. With us is Dr. Martin Ringstaff. And Dr. Ringstaff, let me make sure I've got the title right because I'm from the old school where we used to call you superintendent of schools.
Correct.
And you are actually director of schools?
Yes, Tennessee uses the term director of schools.
Okay, and of the Cleveland City School System?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is your first year here.
It is. I'm completing the first year here in a couple months, so I've been here 9.5, 10 months now. It's been great.
Okay, well, we have probably some specific questions to ask you, but let's just start off first. Where are you from?
Originally from Richlands, Virginia, and my whole career, college, high school work has always been in the state of Virginia until I made this venture into the state of Tennessee. So Virginia, born and bred, and worked there my whole life, and now I decided to come to Tennessee.
Well, if you're going to not be in Virginia, Tennessee is probably the next step up from Virginia.
Oh, I agree. We love Tennessee.
But
yes, Tennessee's been very good to us. We're blessed to be here. We're excited.
And you have been here since, I guess, the beginning of school.
Right.
What brought you to Cleveland? Of course, the job brought you to Cleveland, but what did you hear about Cleveland prior to coming here?
Well, only good things. That it's a very stable situation where there's a lot of growth in the city, and it's a great place to live. And we never one time heard anything negative about the city or the people or the school system or anything about it. So it was an easy decision once the process continued on, and it's a very lengthy process to get any director of school job. So it's a 4 or 5 month process, but we're very excited to be here, and it's worked out very well so far.
Okay, and you've been here, you say 9 months or so.
Right.
What was it like when you first started? Because you came in with a brand new, you didn't bring anybody with you, I guess, except family.
Correct.
And you were dealing with folks who have been here for quite a while.
Right.
You replaced a director of schools who had been here, 17 years?
17 years, Dr. Denning, yes.
Dr. Denning. And knowing the folks in Cleveland, I bet you were warmly welcomed.
We were, and still are, even when we meet new people. Very, very positive, very wonderful interactions with everyone we've met. So it's been very good. We're very pleased, and even the supporters of Dr. Denning have bought right in. Dr. Denning, retired and rode off into the sunset to North Carolina and is having a great life, and we stay in touch. But it's been a very warm reception.
Well, and Dr. Denning actually replaced a long-time superintendent of schools too. I believe Dr. Yates.
Yes, Dr. Yates was here 26 years, I believe.
So we got 26 and 17. So we're looking at you for at least a good 15 years.
I'm trying to get through one now.
Year.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yes, we're excited, and it's a great place to live. We're not in any hurry to go through that process again.
Now this first year though has not been without some issues coming up, and I guess the most recent, well, I guess funding is always an issue as far as schools go, but the most recent I guess was the March 2nd weather that we had, and the situation. I believe you and Mr. McDaniel from the Bradley County Schools both had students stay within the schools rather than let them out in the midst of the bad weather that was going on.
Correct.
What was your reasoning for that?
Well, all morning we had been on the phone with Mr. McDaniel at the school system, Bradley County School System, and we were also on the phone with Troy Spence from Emergency Services, and Mr. Spence continued to believe, and we believed when you looked at all the tracking of the storm, that it was going to go just north of the city. Whereas you might be aware, it did not go north of the city. Right there about 11 o'clock, we realized that it was shifting and sort of staying right on a dead target through Bradley County and right into us. So we held tight at that point, because you do not have time to get kids home, as the day goes along. And we don't want to put kids in harm's way. The buildings are quite safe. They're, concrete and they're block, and we have drills in place to maximize the usage of the hallways and other areas to keep children safe. So going under a tornado warning, which we don't call it a lockdown, but it's a tornado warning drill, where the students go to a certain place in the school that has been identified through drills. And the students were excellent, the faculty and staff were excellent. We can only applaud everybody in the process, and even the parents. I mean, they understood, and the kids are very safe in our schools. By no stretch of the imagination do I think they're safer in any single home, like even mine, than they would be in that school building.
I guess the news first came out that there were a few folks that were a little concerned that they weren't able to take their kids, so they contacted school board members. That's what school board members are for.
Correct.
To hear concerns from the parents and from folks in our community. But I'm sure that we heard a lot of, or did not hear, but you may have heard a lot of folks who were very supportive of the decision that you made.
Well, we had both. We had people concerned. The only time we did not release the students was during the actual warning time, when our staff and students are in what we call a tornado crouch position. Putting or standing up and having people go get other students and walking through hallways creates an issue of unsafe environment, because when they call for the tornado warning and it comes across the emergency services lines, that means that a tornado has been spotted. So being up and walking around is not in the best interest of the student or the individual. Our number one task is the safety of the students. We're all about education, but at the end of the day, we are charged to keep students safe. And we take that task very seriously, and we're going to do what we can. And during the actual time when they call for the tornado warning, and until they lift it, our students and staff will be in a crouched position. They're in no way or shape, form, or fashion in order to get up and go get somebody. The doors are unlocked. The people are allowed to come in as a shelter at that point, because there is a tornado within the vicinity. So please come in. We invite the parents in, but we will not release students during that time.
Well, Annie and I both witnessed the devastation that takes place after a tornado.
Right.
Habitat for Humanity, of course, working with a lot of home rebuilds. We understand that, I'm sure, being out in a car in the middle of this type of weather is not the smartest thing in the world either.
Well, and we had I don't know if it's a tornado, but some very heavy wind gusts that came through the Ross Yates facility right there at the what we call the administrative office building, my office, and took out a bunch of trees and actually clipped the side of Yates Gymnasium and tore the roof up a little bit. But it knocked down 100-year-old trees and just tore them apart like toothpicks and dropped them on some cars. So right where the parents would have been, they would have been hit. So I still think we made the right decision. By no stretch of the imagination do I believe we made the wrong decision. You don't release school for every little thunderstorm that comes through or every little thing like that, but you also don't put kids in danger. So we take it very seriously. We did not overlook anything. We listened to emergency services. We worked very closely with the county school system, and we were actually in contact with McMinn County and Polk County released at 1 o'clock. But if you remember, at 1 o'clock, the tornado warning came in at 12:42 and was released at 1:28. 1 o'clock would have been the detrimental time. We couldn't have went home anyway.
Right.
Even if I'd have called school off, we could not have went home. We would have been under the lockdown at that point. So we did what was best.
Did you kind of cut your teeth on the weather patterns in Virginia, because you have a lot more snow up there
We do.
than we have here.
We have a lot more snow and no tornadoes. So, last year I was already hired when the April 27th
Right.
storm did all the devastation in the area. And so I was in close contact with the individuals, and I didn't know the individuals like I do now. And I'm learning, and it's the kind of thing we're going to take very seriously. And Mr. McDaniel and I do a lot of talking, being so close in proximity. And yes, we're learning the weather patterns and what's going on. And we listen to the meteorologist, and we listen to Troy Spence, because he's 100% great at what he does. And we're very proud of the work that the emergency services are doing for us and keeping us protected. So yeah, we learn a lot. But Virginia is a whole different ballgame when it comes to weather.
Now, Annie, it's been a long time since I've been in school. You probably have been in school a little bit closer.
Recent.
Yeah, more recent. That's what I meant to say. And I don't know if you have any question for Dr. Ringstaff?
About the storms?
Or about
Goodness.
anything, about the school system.
Well, I was trying to ask him earlier how I knew him, and I actually am part of the Chamber of Commerce Leadership Cleveland.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's where I finally placed you. But
We spoke at the Lee Chapel.
You
to
did,
that
yes.
group, yes.
That was a big tour of the new Lee University Chapel. And anyway, I appreciated just, I guess, the camaraderie that was very evident between Johnny McDaniel. And so it's just really neat to see, as a spectator, them interact in that way, knowing that they have the best interests of the students in mind at all times. And anyway, I just appreciate the work that you guys both do. And
Thank you.
certainly the steps you took in the recent tornadoes. So.
I think at the end of the day, Mr. McDaniel and I both have the same goal in mind, and that's safety of students and
Yes.
educating them to the best of their ability and our ability. So, and we take our jobs very seriously. I promise you that we would never put children in harm's way, and it's.
And taking your job seriously means doing what is best for the students, and that also means facilities.
Correct.
And that means money. So what are our plans for the future as far as what does the school system need?
Well, now.
We'll let you campaign for what the school system needs.
Great. Right now, it is imperative that we add another elementary school to Cleveland City Schools. We are already overpopulated in the 6 schools that we have. And to do that obviously takes money, and the county and the city the county has proposed the wheel tax, which will go to education, and the county is still hammering out pieces of that. We're in support of that, obviously, because roughly one third of that money will come to the city, and that will almost cover exactly what we need for the elementary school. So right now we're running about 380 over the built population, so our classrooms are full. We've picked up 160 students in the past 18 months. So, and that growth continues. We've picked up 15 students in the past 10 days. The growth is continuing. There is no drop down, and that's a great problem. I'm not complaining. We will teach anybody that comes. I'm okay with that, but we need buildings to teach them in, and safe buildings. And mobile units are not safe by all stretch of the imagination. Sure. I know Johnny's got his own issues on his side with the mobile units at Walker Valley, and they have issues over there as well. So we both school systems have issues. That wheel tax is very important. I know none of us want to pay more taxes, but between now and the time that that's voted on in August, we're going to sell that as best as possible for the future of Bradley County. We put in a lot of great businesses with Wacker and Volkswagen and Amazon, just to name a few, and the new Whirlpool plant has brought a lot of stuff here. We have to educate the students that come with those people, and it's a challenge we take seriously. We're looking forward to it. But right now, an elementary school is detrimental to the future of Cleveland City Schools, and that's not even speaking of what Mr. McDaniel needs.
Right.
But it's important that both school systems are funded, and that wheel tax becomes it's going to be a heated topic. We understand that. And you'll probably do a few shows just on the wheel tax. But it's the kind of thing where it's detrimental to what we need to do.
Well, we know that students, the children, are our future. And I think there's a song. Maybe that's right. Maybe our next guest will sing that song. We're not sure. But
That's good.
If they don't have the adequate educational facilities, then that's just a strike against us. So
It is a strike against us. And if the wheel tax fails, and believe me, I don't want to pay any more tax than anybody else does.
Sure.
But if the wheel tax fails, the only other tax in Tennessee is the property tax. So one of those two are going to have to come to fruition to make the growth in this city occur, and that's roads and everything else that has to occur. So there's a lot of things that are happening in Cleveland and in Bradley County that are great. but it does take money. The way we Clevelanders lived life 15 years ago is not the way the city is today. Yeah. So as we transform and grow and get better at what we're doing, we can't keep the funding balance in place that was here 15, 20 years ago. We've got to adapt to it, and that's going to be an interesting topic. I'm for whatever tax comes out that goes to education.
Right.
And I'm not, and also for our police departments and our roads and everybody else. But we've got services we've got to keep in place, and we're very proud of our school systems, and they are successful, contrary to what you might read in all the papers of test scores and all these other crazy things going on. But we're very successful at what they're doing, and we look forward to the challenge.
Before I let you go, and I know you've got to get to the administration building, get RIA started.
Yes, that's a challenge.
Well, yeah, right. From what I understand, Rhea has to get. No, I'm just kidding.
No, she
Rhea
does.
Bivens, who is a very good friend of mine. So, but I understand that you and one of our local celebrities in town have a kind of a wager on the Final Four.
Steve Hartline, yes.
I've heard of him.
Yes.
You've heard of him? Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Steve, for some reason, he thinks that first off, he's not going to win the bet. So
course
I
not.
really don't have to worry about him.
He picked UCLA, I believe.
Of course, who's not in it.
Exactly.
But he doesn't know that yet. So, it takes him a while to catch up to things. But Steve is a great guy.
And he may be watching.
Yeah, good. He's on the radio right now. We know he's not watching. He's he's picking on Bridget, and he's probably calling her a moron as we speak.
That's true.
It's the wager was he would be director of schools for the day if he wins, and I get to host the radio station for the day if I win. And I've already prepared everything I'm going to say. I've got the whole show down because I am going to win.
Of course.
He's crazy. He's picked Wichita State to win it all, I think, or somebody like that. So,
Oh, well.
yeah, I wish Steve the best, but I look forward to that challenge.
And who have you picked again?
Oh, I've got Kentucky beating Carolina. I went very conservative. I mean, I went number one seeds winning. That's why they're seeded number one.
Right.
I'm not a Kentucky fan, but
And speaking of UCLA not being in the tournament, exactly, Virginia Tech. I'm not sure who they're playing.
Yeah, they're not in the tournament either.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
The Hokies have turned their uniforms in and have washed them and stacked them away for next year. So right now they didn't even make the NIT. That's really bad.
I know he gives you a hard time.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of NIT, I got to be sure to watch tonight. Oh no, go to Knoxville and watch my MTSU Blue Raiders take on Tennessee tonight in the NIT. Go Raiders!
Yes.
We are gonna get killed. We don't know.
I don't know. MTSU's pretty tough this year.
They are, but you
Beat
never know
UCLA. You did beat UCLA.
Oh, believe me, we'll let Heartline know about that too. Dr. Ringstaff, I appreciate you being on with us today. I know you got places to go. You got to go work.
I appreciate being here.
And good luck with the funding for the schools. Yes, none of us want taxes.
I understand.
But we understand that they are a necessity at times. Thank you for coming to Cleveland, and thank you for caring about the kids in our community.
Thank you. And if you need any help with Habitat, I'll get some volunteers. Rhea Bivens will come and help you.
Can I have that in writing,
yes,
please?
we'll make sure she works a long time.
April 21st. Come see us.
I would bet you that you have some folks in the system who have volunteered with.
Well, and it's a great way for students to get hours for Tennessee Scholars and beyond. So I can't
good
preach
stuff.
it enough.
I think it's great what you do.
Fantastic. Well, we are going to let Dr. Ringstaff go to work, and we are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with some musical guests, Tim Poteet and Summer. That's not the song, that's the person. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brittany Jackson. Join me every Wednesday night at 6:30 and midnight where we will highlight local sports, chat with coaches, and discover new tips every week. Only on In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, it took about 25, 30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
It's a very simple process, and it's well worth it.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gupta, and I'd like to introduce you to a valuable new healthcare solution here in Cleveland. Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open and accepting patients. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is an incredible treatment clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, migraine headaches, chronic fatigue syndrome, and even sports injuries and sprains. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level in the body. This increased oxygen level in our tissues and organs boosts the body's natural healing abilities and allows our bodies to function at a higher level. We will be happy to work in cooperation with your regular physician. However, referral is not required for this treatment. So whether you're dealing with a weekend injury, a chronic medical condition, or looking for anti-aging solutions, you owe it to yourself to explore what hyperbaric oxygen treatment can do for you or your loved ones. I invite you to contact us today for some more information.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And welcome back to Tennessee Valley this morning on this fine Monday morning. Hope everybody is having a good morning so far. Boy, Annie changed, didn't she? You know, I remember you having darker hair. Yeah, it's amazing. But this, of course, is not Annie, but this is Summer Poteet.
Yes.
And with her is her older brother. No, is her dad, Tim Poteet. Right. And Tim's been on the show before. As a matter of fact, Tim actually had a Christmas show.
I did.
On the station. And I asked Tim to come in. I didn't realize he was going to bring Summer with him.
Surprise.
Yeah. Well, Summer goes to school at Cleveland State, so we're here on the campus.
So it worked out great.
Well.
But I had heard that Tim was, me being from McMinn County and going through Etowah once a week at least, I'd heard that Tim was going to be a part of Smoke on the Mountain at the Gym Theater.
Yes, sir.
And it started this past Friday, March 16th.
That's correct.
And runs through...
We finish our final show on April the 1st. That's Sunday, April the 1st. That's a matinee show at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's... we run... this past weekend, we ran Friday, Saturday night, 7:30. And the matinees are always on Sunday at 2:30. So this coming weekend, we'll run... this coming week, we'll run... Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Get there early because this is a pretty popular show. And then Sunday, the two following Sundays at 2:30.
I don't know Smoke on the Mountain. When I heard Smoke on the Mountain, I was thinking Marshall Tucker Band. And of course, that's Fire on the Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm going, darn it, I thought I had this one down. Because I could actually sing with you on that one.
Right.
But, and excuse me, What is Smoke on the Mountain?
Well, Smoke on the Mountain is actually one of the more popular off-Broadway plays to come across in probably the last 20 years. And this will actually be the third time that I've done it in Etowah. They do it pretty regularly up in at Cumberland, at the Playhouse, Cumberland County Playhouse. We did it in 2004 and 2005 in Etowah. And it was amazing. We literally I think it was the Saturday night of the second show that we did it. nobody had any idea what was going to happen. And word of mouth advertising is wonderful. But the city manager, John Soulsby of Etowah, actually, he came and he was turned away because the theater was too packed. So we did have some incredible crowds, and we actually have almost the entire cast back that we did in 2004 and in 2005. We
I'm
have,
new.
yeah, Summer's one of the new ones, and she tried out, and well, I'll tell you, I was sure hoping she was going to get the part.
Proud Papa.
That's exactly right. I'm definitely proud.
Well, now,
of her.
what are the parts? You obviously are.
I'm the brother Stanley.
Okay.
And for those of you that have not seen this, I just got out of prison. I'm a little bit of the black sheep, and
He just came back to us.
I just came back to them. And the setting is actually in a little church, a little country church, mountain church in North Carolina during the Depression. And so we've got a couple of church ladies that
Hilarious.
they're absolutely, we sat there and we just roll as cast members. They're both approaching, well, I won't give any ages, but they have a little age on them, and I have to help them up and down off the stage at a time or two. But they sit up in the balcony and react. And Ted Watson, a lot of people probably know Ted. He's at Mayfield Dairy, and Ted's my brother. He's the daddy of Summer, and Hunter Klein, who lives in Calhoun. Yeah. Hunter is Summer's twin brother.
Yes.
Okay.
So and we've got a school teacher out of Athens. Her maiden name was Kendra Howard, and I apologize, I can't remember. I went to high school with her at Polk County, but Kendra's extremely animated and just she's hilarious. I mean, absolutely. But when we were doing this before, the audience was laughing so loud many times we couldn't even hear ourselves. It was an incredible experience, and we had a wonderful weekend this past weekend. And if it holds true to what it did before, I'd get there early.
I may be coming myself. So
okay.
We will. Summer, you excited?
Very. Yeah, this is definitely the first, biggest production I've been in, so I'm very excited about this.
And I'm sure that there are words and everything. It's a play of some sort, but the music is what makes it.
We all have our special little monologue that we do, and but the music in it is awesome. So. Okay.
Well, I believe that we're going to hear a little bit of that music here in a second.
We will. We will. This play actually, this reminds me a lot. When I was in here in December, I think I mentioned that I did some bluegrass gospel with my mom and dad and sister and aunt, and we traveled around to a lot of small mountain and country churches. And this play reminds me maybe a little bit on a more of eccentric area, but it reminds me so much of what we did. And actually my sister came to see it for the first time. She didn't see it the other two times, and after she came up to me and she said, that's pretty much the same songs we sang with Mom and Dad. And I said, yeah, so if you like the old stuff and you like to laugh really hard, if you got a sore side or a belly that's not feeling too good, this isn't somewhere you want to be.
And the Gym Theater is a great place to put on a presentation like this.
It is.
I grew up going there and watching movies. Tells you how old I am.
I saw a movie there, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I remember that.
I trying to remember which movies I saw. But, well, how about letting us hear a little music? Now, what are you going to do?
Angel Band.
Come
fantastic. I know we don't have a big audience, but those that are here, it's just feel-good music is what that is.
It is.
Do you have folks in the audience that want to?
There's clapping. There's clapping.
It's we generally have a very lively audience, and we had a wonderful audience this past week. And it's always, the thing about a live play and a program. Of course, we've been practicing 3 and 4 nights a week for right at 2 months.
Sure.
An incredible amount of work goes into this, and Lamont Rose is the director, and she runs the theater there, the gym players, and does an absolutely phenomenal job. She does a wonderful job. And Ted Watson and I, we kind of, Lamont has kind of to some extent left us on our, we've directed the music a little more since she understands we are a little more involved with it. But anyway, but every show is different. And actually, we did this in 04 and 05, and I guess 12 shows each year. And we had one guy that was there every single time we recognized him the final show.
Yeah.
And we had multiple people that were there. They just kept coming back. There's so much animation in the stage, and Lamont does a very good job of making sure that everybody stays in character, and we're all reacting to and acting to everything. But the big thing that people say when they come out is you guys you just act like a family. Mm-hmm. and really, you get to love each other. It's a special show. It is a special show. It's not a stage full of actors. We really enjoy each other, and we become a family through all this.
Well, some of you are a family.
We are.
And you are excited. Is this your first public performance like this?
No, I was actually in the homecoming at the Gym Theater, and then I've also been in Bye Bye Birdie at the Athens Arts Center also.
Fantastic. I wish you guys had a close-up. She's beautiful eyes. But that was fantastic. Fantastic. Do you have anything else?
We can do we do lots of old gospel in this.
Okay, we're gonna do one more.
And we'll do one more. And some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away in the morning to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away in the morning to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away.
Fantastic.
Oh,
I was trying to get Annie to come over and sing the song. I'm sure she's heard that somewhere. But and Annie was giving you a hard time. I guess you guys are both in the Leadership
Cleveland. Yes, that's it. There's a lot of us.
Well, it's funny.
Every time I come here, somebody's in Leadership Cleveland.
Well, I was trying to reach both of you, and it was like, where are they? And they're in Nashville when I was trying to reach you. So that worked out. Fantastic. Once again, the shows are...
It'll be this coming Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. That'll be at 7:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll do a Sunday matinee at 2:30, and then we'll do it again one more week. Our final show will be April the 1st at 2:30. That'll be the matinee. It will. And I'm leaving for Panama City from the theater.
Okay. But I bet you still take your guitar with you.
I will have my guitar.
I know
with
you
me.
will, and you may come back with some Jimmy Buffett songs for us after that.
Yeah, I'll be playing a few of them. I
Yeah.
promise you.
Okay. Cost for the show? Do you know?
It's $12.
Oh, that's very
Yeah,
reasonable.
very reasonable. You can't. You can't beat the price for what you're going to get out of it. You will. I'll tell you what. If you don't laugh harder and longer than you have in the last 10 years, you see me after the show and I'll buy you a ticket.
Sounds good. And you can't miss the Gem Theater, folks. If you go to Etowah, up 411, it's right on the left going up, or coming down. It's on the right.
Yes.
Right in the dead center of town, pretty much. Like I say, I grew up there, and you could always use that as a center point. Just a little bit beyond the depot, on the left. So, and we talked about our friend Durant Tullock, and I know Durant's not listening, but we like to give him a hard time. So, keep that up if you can too.
Okay, always.
Okay. Tim, Summer, thanks for coming on. Good luck with the
Alan.
show. I may see you, and if I do, I may wave in the audience and
Very
say,
good.
but I want you to do I'll Fly Away, you know.
We'll do it.
I know you will. I know you will. Okay, thanks for coming on the show. We're going to take another break, and then we'll be back with more of Tennessee Valley this morning.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Ford, board certified in anti-aging medicine and pain management. Have you had recent decrease in energy, lack of sex drive, feel moody, grumpy, or sad? If so, you may have low testosterone and be a candidate for bioidentical hormone replacement. Listen to what two of my patients have to say.
Before I came to the Ford Clinic, I had to have a nap every day.
When I got off work, I'd lay around, really didn't want to do much, and felt real lazy.
I've noticed since I had the testosterone implant that I can go a good 8 hours doing the things I enjoy doing.
I had it done, took about 25-30 minutes, 5 months, and I'm doing good. My stomach, my muscles, they've completely changed. My fat level has dropped. Get to go out and run, exercise with my son. My muscles are just getting stronger.
If you'd like to change your life, please call me at Ford Center for Pain Management and Anti-Aging Medicine at 423-400-9115.
Very simple process, and it's well worth it.
I'm Byron Winters with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Contact me for all of your business insurance needs. From general liability to workers' comp, commercial auto, and business umbrellas, Landmark Insurance has you covered.
Hyperbaric Services of East Tennessee is now open in Cleveland. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is incredible treatment, clinically tested for a variety of physical and neurologic conditions, including autism, migraine headaches, even sprains and injuries. It is a simple, safe, and painless process that raises a patient's oxygen level, providing an array of health benefits. So whether you're dealing with a weekend sports injury, chronic condition, or looking for anti-aging, you owe it to yourself to explore what Hyperbaric Services can do for you.
Hi, I'm Brittany Jackson. Join me every Wednesday night at 6:30 and midnight, where we will highlight local sports, chat with coaches, and discover new tips every week. Only on In the Spotlight with Brittany Jackson.
Okay.
And welcome back to Tennessee Valley this morning. My name is Alan Mincy. I'm your host. Annie Kenworthy, co-hosting. Oh, you waved?
I did.
I thought I saw the wave there. Yeah. And the guy over here who obviously didn't get the dress code that we try to get for our guests here is a good friend of mine, Brian Gentry.
Shall I wave?
If you should, yes, you should always. But you need to do it a little bit as Annie does. She's got the wave down. That's, and of course, that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit, about how you're going to be waving your team bye-bye.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
ouch.
And the reason I asked Brian to come in, and we've known each other for many, many years. It's got to be 20, 25 years, it seems like. And Brian is probably the biggest college basketball fan that I know, as long as it's North Carolina blue. Correct?
Correct.
And you didn't even go to North Carolina.
No, but I am from North Carolina.
Yeah, he's from North Carolina, but he did not go to school there. He actually went to school where I went to school, East Tennessee State, I believe.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. We're not in the tournament, though. That's the problem. But I asked Brian to come in because we're in March Madness, as we've, if it's not Peyton Manning going somewhere, it's talking about March Madness. And I asked Brian to come in because he has been to many 16 Final Fours, or 16 tournaments.
16 Final Fours?
16 Final Fours. He has photographs of him with Dick Vitale, with Digger Phelps,
Jerry West, Shaquille O'Neal, Dean Smith, Roy Williams, all the Tar Heel greats. That's why my wife went to take pictures.
I see. He is. He also drops names a lot too. Yeah. And I just wanted to bring Brian in and give him the opportunity to be on camera. After he says this, I may say, "We're done with Brian. Get out of here." But Brian, what was it like going to these Final Fours to begin with?
It's unbelievable. It's great. And Alan, you asked me the other day why they call it March Madness. Just a couple of reasons why they call it March Madness. When you're a fan like me, if your team does not win it all, you go mad. You go mad. And there's only one happy team at the end of the year. But the real reason it's March Madness, last year's tournament, no 1 or 2 seeds made it. Connecticut, who finished 9th in the Big East, won the tournament. That's madness.
It is.
My daughter Brooke just called me and said, "Dad, UNC Asheville's had a Syracuse before at the half. Syracuse #1 seed. It's madness. I'm scared to death about Vermont tomorrow. But I am picking the Tar Heels to win the national championship."
Of course, Brian is all confused. Madness himself, because this is Monday morning and he's talking about games that have already taken place. But he's just trying to confuse us because he's a North Carolina fan and he wants the Tar Heels to win. Who are you? I'm going to ask you right off.
Okay.
Who are you picking this year? And Annie, I don't know if you're a basketball fan or not.
I stay out of that mess.
Stay out of that mess.
I got more things to worry about than basketball. But I love the sport. I respect it.
My Final Four
is
Kentucky,
of course,
Michigan State, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt shoots lights out when they're hot, and they just beat Kentucky.
Right.
And, of course, the Tar Heels.
Of course.
And I'm bringing back the national championship from 2009 when we beat Michigan State in Detroit. I'm hoping that we beat Michigan State for the national championship in New Orleans, where we've won 3 previous national championships.
I hate to let folks know anything about your future plans, but will you be there?
Not this year, believe it or not. Will not be going this year. I've retired in December and just doing some part-time work, so I'm kind of slowing down. Now, Betsy, if she can go, she'll probably go without me because she'd go somewhere every day.
Yes.
But we'll not go this year. So, and my nephew called and said, last 3 times you were there, we won it all. So if we don't win it, if we get there, they're going to blame it on me. But you know how hard it is to get there, Alan. Oh, gosh.
Well, actually, I don't, because I've never gone to a school that has ever. Well, MTSU has been in the tournament before.
Right. Well, now the Bucks upset Arizona, remember, and almost beat Oklahoma that year. They got to the Sweet 16.
They did.
1 year.
They did. Don't you feel out of place, Annie, all this basketball?
Hey, I'm from Southern Illinois. I believe the Salukis went a few times.
Well, and we beat Illinois in 2005 in the national championship. Well, just saying, a little history.
But Southern Illinois was
not Southern Illinois. This was Illinois.
But I'm thinking of Southern Illinois. Who was the coach there?
Southern Illinois. I don't know.
Didn't they have a coach
Doug
that
Collins?
played for?
Didn't Doug Collins play at Southern Illinois?
He could have.
Or Illinois State. Is there an Illinois State?
There is an Illinois State.
Yeah.
But don't ask me anything about names.
No problem. But
who's your Final Four?
Well, my Final Four is. It depends on which bracket you're talking about. But I have Ohio. Oh, wait a minute, got to pull it out here. Ohio State. Ohio State winning. Illinois people love Ohio.
They do.
Ohio State winning the national championship, beating Kentucky.
Do you even have the blue in the Final Four?
I do not.
Thank you.
I have. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do have the blue in the Final Four.
Okay.
The blue of Michigan.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So we have Michigan, Ohio State, Kentucky, and Marquette.
And who are you picking?
Of course, Ohio State.
What's your allegiance to Ohio? I've known you for, I think, 30 years. You said 25. Never known the allegiance to Ohio State.
I have no allegiance to anyone.
Okay. You always have to.
Except Duke. I love Duke. Because I know that's one of your favorite teams.
Yes.
But no, it fascinates me. Brian has had a room at his home called the Tar Heel Room, or the Blue Room, I guess.
The Blue Room.
Still got it?
Still have it.
Full of memorabilia from North Carolina. And I wanted him to come on the show and publicly put this out there so when North Carolina loses, we can go back to the tape. Let's go back to the tape and say, Brian, Sorry.
I'll be mad.
You will be.
I'll be sad.
You will
But
be.
if we win it all for the 7th time, I'll be glad.
You will be. You will be. Hey, I know that you worked with Truesdale School for a while.
And still am part-time.
Right.
Yes.
And the kids there do a lot of community activities in our.
Oh, they sure do, Al.
Have they ever been involved with the Habitat group or not?
Well, not really, but Annie
Yes.
is going to Lee. Let me just tell you a little bit of our partnership with Lee.
Okay.
Coach Cabot does our tennis clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Higginbotham is our dance instructor.
Sure.
We have one of our students, Adam Stein, that works in Dr. Murray's special education department. He works there. We have a tremendous rapport and working relationship with Lee University. Our students take classes there free. They're wonderful to us. Dr. Kahn and all of them, we just love Lee University. My nephew is the head golf coach at Lee. You played with his dad, Tom Maupin.
Oh, sure.
John is the head golf coach at Lee, and how did we get around that? He asked me Habitat. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
So speaking of Lee,
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, this is live TV. I never know what you're going to say.
all around.
Exactly.
But yeah, you would be surprised at how much in our community revolves around Lee University and Cleveland State as well. We have some great and Habitat and United Way.
Sure.
We have some great Truesdale School. Some great organizations in our community, and we just appreciate all that everyone does.
Well, and as I was telling Annie before we were on there, my daughter Brooke played tennis at Lee. My wife Betsy was 49 when she got her master's there. So I tell you, Lee University is awesome.
It is. It is.
It is.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian. I just wanted you to come on and talk about this. It was just a spur of the moment. Who can I get to talk about?
I know. I'm always the fill-in. Rodney Dangerfield. No
You
respect.
were.
That's okay.
I'd actually asked Brittany Jackson to come in because
Yeah,
she played.
I told Turner that.
She played in the
More than
NCAA
one
tournament.
More than one.
Somebody actually told me Chad Copeland had played in the tournament before.
Oh,
When
in
he
the
was at Florida.
tournament, but not the Final Four.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
sure
you've never
did.
played in the Final Four either, Brian. I hate to tell
No,
you
I
that.
have not. No.
And you've never played in the tournament.
No, I have not.
I don't even know if you played basketball.
Oh, quite well at one time.
I see. But I know your golf
And
game
I
is
played
really,
a lot here with Dr. Hyde at Cleveland State.
Oh.
In pickup games. Yes.
And you take
But
him.
no more.
Take him to the hoop, right?
He was a little large to go inside on, but I shot the three on him. He couldn't come out and cover the three.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, Alex. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. We're going to take another break real fast and then come back. And Annie and I are going to close out the show talking a little bit more about Habitat. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
And hey, guys, we're back. Live TV.
And I'm
No,
supposed to be-
stay, Brian.
You can
Stay,
hang out.
Brian.
It's all right.
We've got a few more minutes left of Tennessee Valley this morning on this Monday morning. And I just want you to stay because, hey, people need to check those.
And he's at the top of your list.
He was somewhere in the middle.
Listen, you don't confess that
he's an
he is a
honest guy.
fill-in.
Right. But I want Brian to find out more about this too because he knows so many, and we need to find him something to do.
Sure.
He's part-time, so we need to find him an activity in town to get involved with, and Habitat is a great place to volunteer.
And really, that's where not most, but a lot of our volunteers come from, people who've retired. And I'll never forget when I was once a volunteer coordinator, I had two gentlemen come in and say, Annie, I'm recently retired, got a lot of time on my hands, and my wife said if I don't come back with a volunteer position, I've got to move out or something like that. You know, she's sick of me. So we are thankful to have a lot of really good volunteers that are very skilled.
Well, I remember I worked at the Banner. That's where I met Brian, and I remember the first Habitat homes that we had here in our community.
And let me interrupt, by the way, the best banner writer ever at the Cleveland Daily Banner. I've told many people that.
He has.
He is. Oh,
He
wow.
was. He was.
I'll get that dollar to you.
What clout?
Yes. But and some of the things I got to cover was the beginning of Habitat in our community.
Very cool.
How many homes are we up to now?
Whoa, we will complete our 100th home this year.
Wow.
Yes. It's a big deal. And we actually celebrated Whirlpool's 100th anniversary last year in conjunction with our 20th anniversary. And so Whirlpool actually did a big blitz build in which they completed an entire house in 9 days, I believe, is what they did. So we couldn't be more happy with our partnership with Whirlpool. And did you know that they donate a range and a fridge to every Habitat home?
Yes, I
Across the
did, but I don't know
nation?
if Brian knew that.
They do across the nation, and
That's
they literally
great.
have their presence in every home. And so
Another great organization, company that's here in our community
yeah.
is Whirlpool, and the work they do with you guys.
Sure.
How do you get involved with Habitat quickly?
Well, if you're not swindled in somehow by one of the staff, you can contact us. Our volunteer coordinator's name is Emily Rush, who actually started off as an intern from Lee University, and we liked her so much we decided to pay her to stay. So she's in a really great job and is actually the director of the Bike to Build this year, and which is on April 21st. Right. And you can register as a rider or a volunteer on our website, habitatofcleveland.org, or of course you can find us on Facebook.
Now, do you get involved in, I know that you're involved.
Yes.
But do we see you out there with a hammer and nail every once in a while?
Well, I selflessly recruited the Navy Reserves of Chattanooga to volunteer one year. And so I made my services available to help in whatever way possible on that Saturday. And I actually made a fool of myself and was told that the reason why I banged my thumb with a hammer was because I had a left-handed hammer. So I said, really? Oh my gosh, I had no idea. So they swapped out hammers, and that's been the recurring joke.
You may be the only person that has ever fallen for that.
And my father is a builder. He's so ashamed of me, but anyway, moving on.
Where's our 100th home going to be built? Do you know?
Well, I believe we're actually this is like a marathon year for Habitat because we're developing 2 new properties, not new, but continue to develop on South Lee Highway, which we already have some homes there now, and then an Arnold property, which is new. So I believe the 100th home, though, will be in Century Village, which is a Habitat subdivision.
Sort of makes
so
sense.
Named,
100th
right?
Century.
Yes, it's true. We're also, I don't know if you knew that we were expanding our restore.
Oh, no.
We have a very good problem of running out of space. And so we're renting for free a warehouse donated to us to hold some of the donated items that we can't really put in the showroom floor now. So thankfully that's been available to us, but look for that expansion soon.
Okay.
And so it just makes way to put more items on the floor. And
I know we're getting close to the end of the show, but the restore is located.
We are at 300 Grove Avenue, which was the old Cinema 1 and 2 theater. So it's right behind the Chef off Keith Street, and
great deals.
Oh, it really is. I've banned myself from going there over the lunch hour because I buy something every time. So no more restore, maybe once a month.
And quickly, who in the world talked Aaron Weatherford into singing rap on a
Listen,
on a
Aaron
radio
Weatherford is my ace in the back pocket. Granted, he probably has a little more confidence than he should. I hope you're listening, Aaron. You get knocked down a little bit. But he and I just have a lot of fun together, and yeah, we made a ridiculous radio commercial on 104.1 Mix FM.
I heard
Steve Hardline in the morning.
I gave Aaron quite a hard time about that.
As you should. He needs all the banter he can get.
He does. Well, we're closing out our show today. Brian, I want to thank you for coming in on the spur of the moment. You were my number one choice, of course.
Yes.
I want to thank Dr. Ringstaff for coming in and talking about the school system and the musical performance from Tim and Summer.
Oh, great.
How great. Go see Smoke on the Mountain up in Etowah and volunteer with Habitat and get involved with the Bike to Build.
Bike to Build, April 21st.
Okay.
Register online.
Annie, thanks for coming. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Need to get you on here again to talk more about Habitat.
I'd love to.
And that's our show for today. Have a great Monday and a great week. Don't forget to watch Matt and Matt maybe tomorrow morning.
Do the wave.
We will. Yeah, let's do the wave. She's got it down.
Bye.
Wave.